In this video, we're diving deep into the tragic and shocking death of Jacksonville rapper Lil Poppa, a rising voice who had real buzz in the streets and on the charts. This wasn't just another headline, it hit hard and left people stunned, confused, and asking serious questions. We're breaking down what really went down, step by step, and looking at how it actually happened, not just the rumors flying around online. The story behind it is heavy, emotional, and way more complex than most people think.
Lil Papa, born Janarius Wheeler, has died at the age of 25. The medical examiner's office in Fulton County, Georgia, confirming his death to us. The Jacksonville native built a loyal fan base. Christina Burgess has been speaking with those who grew up with him. And Christina, they tell you that his legacy will live on.
Heather and Anthony, Lil Papa was more than just a rapper. He was a hometown dream turned reality. At just 25 years old, he built a powerful voice for himself in the music industry. Now, as friends, family, and fans try to process his sudden loss, those who grew up beside him say that he was bigger than just music.
He was just a great guy. Outside of the music and the artistry, man, he was a good human. And I'll never forget him.
Jacksonville native and music producer Scotty OTH says he grew up with rapper Lil Papa, and the two shared big dreams.
I was making beats, then he was making music. In 2019, 18, we ended up making, our first track together. Outside is deeper than music. That was family to me. We called each other cousins.
Scotty says his grind was unmatched.
Very hard worker. I ain't never seen nobody outwork Papa. Papa was the last man standing in the studio. Forever Young was Papa's favorite song that we did together.
In 2022, Lil Papa signed with Yo Gotti's collective music group, a defining moment in his career. He released several fan favorites, including Love and War, Mind Over Matter, and Happy Tears.
You really gotta sit back and listen to Love and War, Mind Over Matter, Happy Tears. Just those three titles alone already paint a picture, and it's not exactly sunshine and smiles. When an artist names tracks like that, it says a lot without even hearing a single bar. It hints at inner battles, heavy emotions, and someone dealing with real pressure behind the scenes. If you think about it, those titles don't scream pure happiness. They sound like someone fighting through something deep and personal.
Along with projects like Almost Normal Again. Just this past Friday, he released a new single titled Out of Town Bay. Since the news of his passing broke, Lil Papa has been trending on X. He had nearly 1 million followers on Instagram and more than 600,000 listeners on Spotify.
I feel empty, but I love him. I love him to death, always will. And I'm just trying to compartmentalize everything.
Now things took a shocking turn when TMZ dropped an exclusive update right after the news first broke about his passing. According to their report, Lil Papa allegedly shot himself after crashing his car, and that detail hit people like a ton of bricks. It wasn't just a random rumor either. This was being reported as confirmed information, and it changed the whole conversation around his death instantly. TMZ stated they were learning more about the circumstances surrounding the death of rapper Lil Papa, whose real name was Genius Michael Wheeler. He was pronounced dead in Georgia at just 25 years old, way too young with so much life still ahead of him. Hayville Chief of Police Bruce Headley told TMZ that Lil Papa had been involved in a single-car accident on Interstate 85 south of Hayville. That means he crashed into something, but no other vehicles and no other people were involved. The car was still drivable, which makes the situation even more confusing. After the crash, he reportedly called his manager and asked what he should do. Instead of leaving the scene or panicking, he stayed calm enough to reach out for advice, which says a lot about his state of mind in that moment. The manager told him they would meet up at a nearby parking lot at the Hilton Hotel. When they met, Lil Papa stayed inside his car and spoke to his manager through the rolled-down window. It's unclear what they talked about, but at some point, he pulled out a handgun and fatally shot himself. That sudden turn is what really left people stunned and struggling to understand what could have led up to that moment. Headley also told TMZ that an off-duty police officer who was working security at the hotel was the one who called 911. Lil Papa was rushed to Grady Hospital, but doctors later pronounced him dead. There was no suicide note left behind, which only made the whole situation even more painful and confusing for everyone trying to piece it together. When you look back at his music though, Some fans say the warning signs were there all along. He had a lot of lyrics that hinted at struggles with his mental health, heavy thoughts, and pressure building up behind closed doors. There were posts, there were bars in his songs, and there were situations he was connected to that painted a deeper picture of who he really was beyond the spotlight. Now the story takes a sharp turn when you look at his past connections. On Reddit, a throwback photo started circulating showing Lil Papa standing next to Julio. At the time, the post hadn't even been updated, which caught people's attention fast. For those who don't know, Julio was associated with 6 Block, a Jacksonville-based group tied to a specific apartment area. Lil Papa, on the other hand, was linked to 1,200. When Julio was killed, detectives reportedly connected the case to rival groups, including ATK and 1,200. That history alone added a layer of tension to everything people were already talking about. Then there was that mall incident back in 2018 when Julio and Lil Papa reportedly got into a fight. Julio later broke it down in a Say Cheese interview, and shout out to my boy Trap Lil Ross because he also covered that moment on his channel. All these past events started resurfacing online, making people look at the bigger picture and question how deep the history really went.
Another shocking thing you mentioned in the record was Lil Poppa, another Jacksonville artist who releases quality music.
Yeah.
He seems to stay to himself. He's not all over the blogs and doing all this. And you mentioned him. What's the history with you and him? How does that correlate?
Shit, we got songs too. We got songs out on YouTube and shit. But shit, we just got in the we fought. I beat his ass type shit. I had beat his ass and shit in the mall and shit. Me and my little cousin Coach had beat his ass in the mall and shit. That just was that. That shit on, you know what I'm saying? That just was that.
How do you go from making songs with somebody to fighting? Like, what is that energy? How does that energy even come about? Like, what happened?
This what it be, Sean. When I make a song, I say people's name right. I'm direct with it. Y'all don't hear the 1,000 sneak disses a nigga say to me, antagonize me and shit. You get what I'm saying? So when I see you, I'ma address it type shit. Y'all probably ain't hear the million sneak disses because y'all don't know what's going on in Jacksonville, but we heard the shit. When we see you, what it be about, you know what I'm saying? Nah, nigga on your ass. Nah, nigga beating your ass. Nah, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Now Reddit did what Reddit always does. They started digging and reposting old lyrics that Julio Foolio dropped after that mall situation. One line people kept bringing up was, "Papa, you a bitch, we beat your ass, made you a victim, caught a rap at the mall, beat him real quick." Those words had people side-eyeing everything all over again. At first, it looked like typical rap beef talk, just bars going back and forth. But the deeper folks looked, the darker it started to feel. Then things really shifted when an old post from about 7 months ago resurfaced. It claimed, "Do people know Lil Papa also paid for Foolio?" Straight up alleging he was connected behind the scenes. That's a serious accusation, and the comments went wild instantly. One person replied, "I don't listen to bruh. All I seen was he got a song on his new album called 4 a.m. in Tampa." And right away the reaction was like, "This can't be a coincidence." The same commenter followed up saying, "I ain't never known Papa to diss, but like I said, I don't listen to him." Then someone else jumped in claiming, "He always sneak diss in his songs, you just gotta catch it. Papa be dissing, he just don't say names." That lines up with what Julio once said too. "Y'all don't catch the sneak diss because you're not from around here. You're not gonna pick up on it. But when I diss people, I name them." So the narrative online became that Lil Papa was a so-called sneak disser, dropping subtle shots without saying names outright. And here's where it gets even heavier. Lil Papa was from 1200, the same group authorities linked to Julio's killing. Then there's that song title, 4 a.m. in Tampa, and people quickly connected it to the time Julio was killed early in the morning in Tampa. On top of that, Young and Ace publicly showed love to Lil Papa after everything happened, which only made the allegations swirl even harder online. And if anyone thought it was all just random internet talk, Lil Papa's name was reportedly mentioned during the Julio trial involving Alicia Andrews, pushing the drama into an even more serious spotlight.
Yes, ma'am. And you're talking about how the people in 1200 Dish, they side, correct? And then you're also talking about Papa, that's Lil Papa, right?
Yes.
And who's Lil Papa?
He's a rapper.
And you know that he also has a gang affiliation, is that correct?
I mean, he doesn't claim it, so I don't know.
You know your boyfriend, Isaiah Chance, is in a gang, isn't that true?
I don't know that.
Bringing it back to the mental health side of things, there was a post that really stood out. Somebody once wrote, "When Lil Papa died, I'm gonna be so sad." It was a girl named Laja Destiny, and Papa actually replied, "Don't be, 'cause I won't." That response hits different when you look at it now. At the time, people reacted the way social media always does. Some laughing, some brushing it off, some not taking it serious at all. But reading that back today, it feels heavy. You could tell through his music that he was carrying something deep. He vented through his lyrics, through his creativity, through those late night type songs that didn't sound like somebody at peace. Whether he had anything to do with Julio's death or not, or whether 4 a.m. in Tampa was just a response to old tension from that mall situation, nobody outside that circle truly knows. There was history there, back and forth energy and pride involved. But music beef and real life pressure are two different things. Now if, and that's a big if, there was ever any real street involvement that never came to light, that kind of weight can sit on a person's chest heavy. Guilt, paranoia, stress, that stuff builds up over time. Or maybe it wasn't even about that at all. Maybe it was just life. Growing up in Jacksonville, being around loss, seeing people you know die, constantly watching your back, that lifestyle takes a toll on anybody. Not everyone is built for drill music or street drama, even if they come from it. From the outside looking in, it feels like he was crying out in his own way through the music. The pain was in the bars, the titles, the tone. Some people might have noticed, some might have ignored it, but either way, it seems like he was battling something serious inside. And sadly, nobody could reach him in time. I'm not gonna sit here and say nobody tried to reach out to him, because the truth is, we don't fully know what was happening behind closed doors. Maybe people did try, maybe support was there, but sadly, whatever help was offered, it seems like he wasn't in a place to accept it. And as far as him taking his own life, it could have been that the car accident was just the final breaking point. Sometimes it's not one big thing, it's everything stacking up at once. All that pressure, all those emotions bottled up, and one moment pushes somebody over the edge. I can't tell you exactly why it happened. None of us can. We can't jump inside his mind and feel what he was feeling, but what we can do is learn from this. If any of you watching this are dealing with heavy thoughts, stress, pain, or feeling lost, please talk to somebody. It doesn't matter if you're in the streets or far away from that life. Pride doesn't fix pain. Silence doesn't fix pain. Speaking up might. Nobody wants to see more young lives lost at 25 with so much potential still ahead. It's heartbreaking, and it keeps happening over and over again. We have to normalize checking on people and being real about mental health. Let's create a space where people feel safe enough to say they're not okay before it's too late. If this video meant something to you, make sure you like, subscribe, comment your thoughts respectfully, and share this with someone who might need to hear it. Let's keep the conversation going and look out for each other.